Hey, Zaret, best of luck, man. Hey, Nuriel, thank you for the 123. Really appreciate that.
The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You, too, will learn how. And that's all. Today you are still free from duty, but tomorrow you begin work like the others. If you need anything, ask any of the brothers. We will be glad to help you. And I recommend you get to know the other novices. You already know me. Then there is Siskin, Yodok, and Lucas.
Thanks for showing me around. There's a lot to learn here.
Oh, Einar.
Super chat. Not to backseat, but I recommend doing Band of Bastards DLC before ending your playthrough. You get some stuff you'd probably like to use.
So, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Second of all, the point of this playthrough that I'm doing now is to get fully prepared for KCD2, since we are doing a very girthy run of that one. Part of that is doing all the DLCs. Band of Brothers is actually one of the DLCs I've never done. So I'm planning on doing all of the DLCs before this run is done. Yep.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's not much to tell. I lived in Vlashim, and after my father died, I found out I wasn't much of a merchant. So I left the shop to my brother, and decided to become a monk. It's peaceful here. There's food and lots of time to read.
So you chose to come here?
It may seem strange, but I'm one of the few novices that did. I might be the only one. The truth is, the idea of spending my life in a monastery was more appealing than being cooped up in a greasy old shop.
It occurred to me you might be the man to ask. I'm looking for some lockpicks. Do you know anyone in the monastery who could help me?
Lockpicks? You surprise me, brother. And you, a nobleman's son.
Whoops.
But you could ask Brother Cellarius. They say he used to be a thief.
Zaven says, I don't think you did any of the DLC at all, right? I'm 90% certain. No. I am certain we did the Privislavits rebuild. But I think that was it. I think the only DLC we did was rebuilding Privislavits. But that's it. Yeah, so we haven't done any of the others yet. What are the others? Before I say, hold on. Let me KCD DLC. From the Ashes introduces an entire new type of adventure. You have the opportunity to participate in building a new village. Oh, okay. So that's the Privislavits. Okay. Tournament. Oh, so all the tournament stuff. We've been doing that. No problem there. The Amorous Adventures of Bold Sir Hans Capon. Okay. So we have not done that one. I don't think. That wasn't the one last night, right? The one last night was just Hans Capon, like his normal in-game quest. But he's got a whole DLC. Oh, that was the whole deal. Goobster says you did that part last night. Oh, it is different. Okay. So we have not done that one yet. Awesome. So we got to do that one. And then we have to do Band of Bastards. And then we have to do a Woman's Lot. So we will do all of those for sure before we are done with this playthrough. Yep. Okay. I'm not going to tell about Pius yet.
I'd like to ask you something. Who's in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon
I think we're going to have to do
else.
Hans quests the
As
same
if
way
it
we did it
mattered.
last night, which was
Our
fun.
life will still be
A
work
lot
and
of fun.
prayer.
I see.
Are you going to rebuild the town? Dude, the town's fully built. We're done. Yeah, we have fully built the town.
Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a hornet's nest here.
Oh.
Strange you haven't noticed.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
Abbot Peter is old. When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for my opinion, Nevlas is definitely the right man. Unfortunately, no one cares about my opinion because novices get no say.
Okay.
Tell me something about life here.
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know.
That's just like my
We
life.
serve God, and that's the central truth of our lives.
Who's in charge?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
Are there already candidates?
Brothers John...
This John, who is he?
A circator, and really just an unpleasant old man. It's mostly the older brothers on his side, because they believe he'll protect the status quo and all the benefits that come with long service here.
Okay. Let me guess, Cohh's been over-encumbered this entire playthrough? What? I mean, entire is a very all-encompassing word that does not apply in this situation. I mean, that's a very loaded statement.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He's what they call the provost. He'd like to bring back solemnity to the monastery through reform and by returning to pure faith. A lovely idea, but most of the monks are against it.
Why can't novices vote?
They say we don't have enough experience to decide about anything. Don't worry, we'll get our chance.
Why is who wins so important?
We're young and we'll spend the rest of our lives here. And the abbot decides everything about our lives. Didn't it ever occur to you how powerful he is?
It's a really good point.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot supervises everyone, and in his absence, the prior. But it's the circators you should worry about. They're the brothers who'll make sure we observe the rule. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished, always act righteously and do your duties honestly.
Who would you choose as the new abbot?
He said Nevlas, but yeah.
Why should I even think about that when I don't have the right to vote? Gregor, don't go poking your nose into other people's business. You'll sleep better at night.
That's great advice. Not wrong. Yoink. So I heard you liked books. Gonna get a little, little nightly reading going on here.
The forbidden books must be in that cab.
Contains forbidden books.
Wait, what?
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know, but I've no time for idle chat. I transcribe books from dawn till dusk. I've been doing it for years, and I'll be doing it till the day I die.
What, you do nothing else?
It is my penance and my blessing. And now, brother, if you don't mind, I'd like to get this page finished.
I'm gonna steal this cobweb from his pocket. Nice. Oh, man. Oh. Okay. All right. What stream decks Cohh use? I use the 32. Okay. So I think at this point, get to know the other novices and go to bed. Okay. blood. Maybe wine?
Salve. Be well.
I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
I know. I saw you in the church during ceremony. I have the feeling we'll be meeting again soon, and often. You see, I'm the circator.
What does that mean?
That means I hate
make
you.
sure everyone observes the rule, does their work, and that everything's the way it should be.
Oh, diabetic,
Not
please
the way
do.
It should be.
Then we're authorized to mete out punishment. But certainly you won't require correction, will you, brother?
Okay.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
The words mean nothing to me. Ask in the library.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Oh my god.
Who's in charge of things around here?
Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's always traveling, and on top of that, he's old and infirm. Perhaps the good Lord will bless him with many more years of life.
And what happens when the old abbot dies?
Then we elect a new one.
Are there any candidates to be the new abbot?
Learn all the things
Yes,
you know.
there are. Brothers John and Nevlas. Cursed elections. Since the brothers began talking about them, there's only been strife in the monastery. On one side are brothers who'd like to see John as abbot. On the other, those who support Nevlas, and they seem to be capable of fighting about it forever.
Tell me about John.
John is the circator and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crozier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure. He'd lead the monastery wisely.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure, his faith firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Why does it matter so much who wins?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more than their superior brothers, and that some brothers are more concerned with their own comfort than with worshipping God. The older
Heathens.
brothers take a different
Heathens!
view. They say the younger monks want privileges they haven't earned, and each side has its own candidate.
I thought politics weren't part of the monastic way of life.
You're right, but we know nothing besides the monastery, and the abbot's decisions can influence our entire life. Some of the brothers take it very personally.
That was the first
Who's in
option.
charge?
Abbot
And what happened?
Oh my god,
we-
dude.
Are there ever any disagreements between the brothers?
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest
Okay.
quarrels right
I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit
I understand.
quicker here because I want to get to like some fun stuff. Tell me about
Tell me
life.
something.
prayer, work, obedience.
Okay. Rule of St.
Can you
Benedict.
tell me something?
7 centuries ago, Saint Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They're read at every meal. The fundamental precepts are obedience, work, and prayer. We're fully devoted to serving God. The outside world beyond the monastery walls is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
And what should be going on? The sky is just as blue and the grass is just as green. Perhaps the rulers change, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged through the ages.
Is that Santa Claus? I'm interested in the monastery's history.
I'm interested in the...
It was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time, but then the order was restored and brothers of the truth faith returned.
Heretics, you say?
They wanted to worship God with some foreign rituals, in a language foreign to God. They were driven away and their books burned.
Oh.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. Then there's the prior and the sub-prior, the librarian, the porter, and many others. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful of the circators. They're the ones who maintain discipline and punish bad behavior.
What can you tell me about the...
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yodok is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hardworking and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him.
Lucas.
And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Can you leave the monastery?
Where would you go? You have everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
John, there's no other candidate. Nevlas just babbles on and on. Don't take him seriously.
Okay, well.
Who would you like?
Cool.
What do you desire?
I'd like to...
Oh, okay, so these are like, oh, okay.
Who would you like?
John, there's no other
Praise be to Christ.
I'd like to ask... Who would you...
I've thought long and hard about it, and I've decided to support John.
Okay. Excuse me. Dude, it is so dork in here.
What is it?
I'd like to ask you... Who would you like?
Well, the old abbot isn't dead yet. It's too early to talk about elections. But if I had to choose between the two who are already putting themselves forward, John would be my choice.
Arctor, I feel like you're asking the real questions, and ones that, frankly, I think the devs need to be asking themselves as well. Yeah.
I've read one of the
Can the
manuscripts
election be
copied by one of the
decided via
novices.
dance battle instead?
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here
Okay,
in the
so we
monastery
know
and
that
that you
he's not
won't
him.
get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
I'm interested in the other novices. Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. But I'm just the ordinary son of a landowner, now a monk.
Hey, boat.
There's nothing in my past, present, or future that anyone could find interesting.
Why did you join the monastery?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As the youngest son, I'm not entitled to inherit my father's estate, but he was kind enough to sell off some cattle and send me here. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
So Henry is currently an undercover brother? He is.
Who would you vote for as the new abbot if you could?
Why do you care? We don't have the right to vote, so we shouldn't get mixed up in it.
I'm just interested, that's all.
I like John better. But like I've said, it's not our place to get involved. It's enough that Antonius is mixed up in it. Don't you start too.
I'd like to ask...
Okay.
Well, that's all.
Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
About you in the election.
Ask me anything you want.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas is weak and toothless. He's
Oh.
full of hot hair.
Oh.
How anyone could think he'd make a good abbot is beyond me.
Thanks, Numberless.
Enough. I don't even want to hear his name again.
Wow. Jeez.
I'd like to know what's going on here.
Well, the young brothers feel they don't have the same rights and responsibilities as we, who have spent much of our lives here. And what of it? Privilege needs to be earned. Nevlas is lying when he says he wants to right wrongs. All he cares about are benefits for himself and his cronies.
Oh my god, this is straight politics.
I'd like to help you if I can.
Wow.
There is something
See you, Luffy.
you could do. I'm convinced Nevlas must have done something that would greatly damage him if everyone found out. If he was preaching water and drinking wine, for example.
So I should dig something up on him and tell you about it?
Exactly. But I doubt you'll have any luck. Nevlas is too cunning and careful to give anything away.
Once I find something out, I'll tell you. Thank you for answering. What did you want me to do?
Dig up some dirt on Nevlas and tell me about it.
Monk bro just asked me to dig up some dirt. Oh my lord.
I'd like to...
Okay, we already have all his answers. Jeez. Can we have torches? I don't know if that's kosher.
Brother Cicada, I can't sleep.
It's okay. Okay. We gotta find a freaking lockpick, man. Oh. Okay. Oh, hi, puppers. How are you? Good to see you. I see you made it in. Good for you. A rock? Okay. Look behind the altar again? Behind this one? Oh. Ah! Well, damn. Thanks, chat. Jeez. I think I looked right at it. I even probably moused over it and it didn't, just nothing.
What's
you
that
sure
you're
that
carrying
belongs here?
around?
And where did you
why?
get it?
Bro, they do not like that. Okay. We will keep that in mind. That's Jonah.
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
Oh, wait, we haven't talked to him yet.
Do in
Have
the
we? No, we
kitchen.
did.
I bet they keep the tastiest morsels for themselves. The slop that's left
There's Antonius. Where are the other guys? Oh, you. What's up?
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nevlas, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and the construction of a new church don't swallow up the few resources we have left.
Okay.
I'm interested in the election of the new abbot.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the monastery a better place now.
Why? What's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here, just as in the outside world.
Really?
What sins are you talking about?
The scripture says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I'm sorry, Gregor, it's not my place to speak about the sins of others.
Oh.
Tell me something about how the new abbot will be elected.
A new abbot has to be elected once the old one dies. All the brethren can vote, with the exception of novices. The abbot's crozier will be conferred on whoever is chosen, and he'll take the vow. When he becomes abbot, a monk spends most of his time dealing with politics outside the monastery, instead of actually leading the monastery. But he still maintains a fundamental influence on life here.
Can you tell me about Abbot Peter?
Peter's wise in the ways of politics and a good shepherd, but as you've already heard, he's old and infirm. The other brothers see him with one foot in the grave, but I still have hope for him. But you, brother, don't let yourself get involved in the games of your superiors. Could you help me with something?
With what?
I'm interested in medicine, and I know there's a cure for the abbot's ailment. With your help, I could find out the details, and together you and I could give old Peter a few more years to do good.
Oh.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you need me for?
In order to get the recipe for this medicament, a few rules will need to be broken. Now you know most of the brothers believe every illness is a message from God, and that it's not our place to deny his will. I, however, think if God sent us not just illnesses, but also the medicine to cure them, then it's our duty to relieve people of their suffering. The cure for Abbot Peter's illness could be contained in one of the books in our library, but it will certainly be amongst the libri prohibiti, the forbidden books, those we aren't permitted to read.
Interesting. Also, on that line of thinking, God did also put knives in the world, so I should probably stab everyone I see. I'm guessing that was what he meant by that. That was probably his message. So, better get stabbing. All right.
Why are they forbidden?
Because they contain occult and demonic practices.
Makes sense.
Witchcraft and all manner of evil.
Oh.
Or so some people claim. It's nonsense, of course. This is nothing but a book of medicine, albeit one written by a pagan. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, is universally acknowledged to be a wise man. But here, at some point, someone decided his book is the work of a Saracen devil and must be kept under lock and key. Since then, no one can even talk about the book. But the three wise men were from the East, were they not?
Where can I find it?
In the library, there's a large cabinet with a lock on it. The forbidden books are inside. You'll easily recognize what you're looking for. The cover has not only a Latin inscription, but also Saracen letters. Bring it to me.
Dude.
Leave the other books there. No one will notice if one book disappears.
Okay.
But if more were to vanish, someone would certainly begin to look into it, which is exactly what we don't want.
Let's think about this. I just got sworn into a monastery where I got a guard drunk and basically convinced a guy to give me his letter so I could fake my way in. I flubbed my lines. I'm in here looking for a murderer who is also in here somewhere. The first big guy I talk to asks me to dig up dirt on the other guy. The other guy asks me to lockpick and break into the I'm starting to think this place is worse than the whorehouse in terms of the sin, the iniquity den. Like, my God, dude, this place is terrible. This place is horrible.
Is there anything you can tell me that would help?
There's a key to the cabinet in the prior's chambers.
Hmm.
The librarian should have another one.
Okay.
Or you can acquire some lockpicks. But I can't tell you where or how.
This is accurate
Perhaps
to real
Brother
life.
Cellarius could help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
One more important thing. There's always someone in the library during the day. To pass unwatched, you'll need to go at night. It's locked, but I'm sure you'll manage to get in.
A real
They say
hive
Brother
of
Cellarius
scum and villainy.
understands locks. But don't tell him why you need it. Once you have the book, bring it to me, and I'll then use it to make Peter's medicine. We'll soon have the election of the abbot over and done with.
I'd like to ask you something about the
Okay. It's not really late yet.
Talk to me, brother.
There's Antonius. There's Nevlas.
I've got an itchy feeling on the back of my neck. I think someone's spying on us.
Nonsense. Why would anyone do that? And anyway, what would it matter if they did? They're all afraid of us. They won't lift a finger against us.
True. They all know what we do to them. They've seen what we did to Lucas.
Someone really rigged it.
I'm sorry, what?
You're right. It's
What is it, brother?
wine barrel.
Who's Lucas?
And it's not the first time.
It's a mystery. But one.
What?
I tell you, brother, these all-night revelries are beginning to tire me out.
We're none of us getting any younger, but a cup of wine makes it all worthwhile.
Are y'all saying the right lines? What is going on right now? Where am I going? I'm going to follow them. What is...
I've got an itchy feeling on the back of my neck. I think someone's spying on.
Order.
You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You won't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
Sure.
All right. I wouldn't mind some wine.
That's more like it. Sit down and have a drink, my lad.
Okay, who is this? Stebor and John? Oh.
Quite right, brother. Just sit down and drink with us. When the wine runs out, Yodok will fetch more.
Salve. Be well.
Ah, down the hatch.
Every gulp a treat, isn't that?
Can I actually drink some wine? I don't have any wine. Okay, I'm going to talk to you first.
What is it, brother?
What are you doing here?
What does it look like? Drinking.
That's fair.
We're all monks.
Youngster, when you're as old as I, you'll understand.
Why not? I've had enough opprobria and obedientia for one day.
That's what we like to hear.
Let's drink.
That's the idea. And what should we drink to?
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But wait a minute, lad. Which one?
To Abbot John.
That's more like it.
Let's play.
Just the man we've been waiting for. My friend. So, let's play.
Create a cat tree out of nothing? We're working on it. I'm gonna see if I can actually go out and get a good cat tree today. What? Good game. Got him. Okay, there's definitely an awkward sound in my garage. 1 second. Wait, how do I talk to them?
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour. God knows what's in it.
Don't be absurd. It's a first-class cask, direct from Znojmo.
No, I know the taste of a good vintage, and this isn't it. I bet you that wretch Yorick got the casks mixed up.
Nonsense. It's perfectly drinkable.
No, it isn't. It's sour. No matter. We'll get more soon, so good health.
Good health.
We'll have to take that Yorick to task about where he got this wine and tell him next time he'd better get proper Znojmo.
Okay. It's a bit concerning. Is it drugged? So I can't do anything. Am I good to, like, get up? I want to keep talking to him and stuff. That poor dog out there howling. Here we go.
What troubles you?
I'd like to ask...
I'm not really ready to turn him in yet.
What would you like?
I'd like to ask...
I don't think there's anything else I want to do here right now. I want to talk to... We were not able to find out what happened to Lucas. What the hell happened to Lucas? I'm kind of surprised we couldn't, like,
To our fresh
ask him
young
that.
novices, our swift feet and our boundless cellars.
You and your novices, you old... A toast to our future abbot.
Okay. We're going to keep looking around here. They see us over there? I don't even know what's in there. What's even in here?
Even if just 2 or 3 of them do, it'll help us.
Okay.
To Abbot John.
Oh, sleep and save? Okay. All right, let's keep poking around here. So now we know... Oh. Oh! What? Oh, am I supposed to be sleeping right now? That is so cool that it does that. I love that it does that. Who's this? Siskin. Stop. I'm going in there. Siskin. You trapped me in the nether space. What just happened? Okay.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although, it's not important. Welcome to Purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
Purgatory.
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka of Pardubitz? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me.
Oh, that sucks.
I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive...
They must have realized you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my my siblings, arguing with the abbot to give it back.
And you stashed away the remainder?
Indeed so.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
That's all I want.
Please, keep it to yourself.
Okay.
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing morning prayers?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
Nice.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about the other novices. Tell me about...
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with, of course, the exception of myself, it would be...
Yeah, what about you?
I'm interested in...
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
It wasn't meant to. No matter what you do here, watch out for him. He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
Jeez, dude.
That's all.
Okay, well, we need to get some lunch. Oh, man. Guys, this is awesome. So we're at the monastery. Things are going okay so far. We've already busted open so many different things, and I have no idea what direction this is going to go. But find out next time. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Not sure yet. One of those. But what I'm going to do now is take a quick lunch. I'll be back in just under an hour, and we have... Oh, nice, Jetmoto. I just saw that. And we have a Drop Frames Game of the Year episode this afternoon. This year has been interesting. My Game of the Year list looks a little different than normal, and I'm excited to talk about it. So that's going to be this afternoon. Anyway, see you guys there. Back soon. Bye-bye.